Princess and the Pea. Perhaps you think you know this tale, but do you know the full details? Most folk I know have not acquired the true account of what transpired. I guess you'd get the first bit right, the bit where, in the dead of night, a soft knock on the palace door echoed up and down the hall. The Queen was really quite surprised. "There's such a dreadful storm outside. Let's see who wishes to gain entry. Open up the door, please, sentry." By the glow of lighted torch, they saw a maiden on the porch. The Queen cried, "Goodness, come inside." "My thanks," the soaking girl replied. While the girl ate eggs and bacon, the Queen thought, "If I'm not mistaken, this poor young girl, so lately drenched, is not at all a pauper wench. Indeed, I'd go so far to guess that she's a bona fide princess. But how to prove it, that's the question. It must be done with great discretion." Here her thoughts were forced to pause as another knock came at the doors. And once again, by light of torch, they saw a maid upon the porch. Once again the offer came to come in and escape the rain. "My thanks," the second girl replied, and eagerly she stepped inside. The second girl had soon excited the same thoughts that the first invited. The Queen just could not help but guess that this girl too was a princess. But still the question yet remained if royal blood flowed through their veins, and so the Queen devised a test so as to put her mind at rest. She called the butler and the maid. "Prepare beds for our guests," she bade, "but under each mattress please fiddle, and leave a pea right in the middle." Before you think this plotting seems a rather pointless sort of scheme, I beg your leave to introduce the Prince, George Frederick Henry Bruce. The Prince had journeyed far and wide in a quest to find a royal bride. But alas, the Prince was rather picky, which made his quest much, much more tricky. For Georgie boy was very keen, as was well known to the Queen, to find a true princess to wed, no other would he take to bed. So the Queen called George up to her study, and said to him, "Now look here, buddy, I know you want a blue-blood girl, so let's just give my plan a whirl." She explained to him her pea-based scheme, which was meant to gain his fondest dream, for if either guest was a true princess, then a pea would stop her getting rest. The next day, Mum and Son came down to seek a girl fit for a crown. They threw open the guest-room door. Now can you guess just what they saw? The first girl, she sat happily, as calm and rested as could be, but the second was quite sad and down. Her skin was bruised all blue and brown. The Queen thought, "She's the one, for sure, the princess he's been looking for." But George just stood there, shocked and staring, though not, it should be said, uncaring. Finally, young George cried out, "I really am a stupid lout, but thankfully I now can see just what a silly fool I've been. A wife who bruises, oh so easy, will leave a man for e'er uneasy." Turning to the unbruised Sheila, he took one tentative step nearer. "I see now what I really need is a wife who's of a tougher breed. I'll wed instead this stronger lassie, at least, that is, well, if she'll have me." At this the Prince got on one knee. Oh please, do marry me." The lovely girl could not say nay, so a date was set without delay. Nobody was more surprised than the Queen, who'd never once surmised that her son might ever choose a maid without a single blue-blood vein. Soon across the entire nation, church bells rang in celebration. The shops all closed for the holiday, and the servants all got double pay. But these servants were rather clever, and didn't end up under the weather. Instead, they put their savings away, and kept them for a rainy day. With the exception of the groom and bride, no one's smile was quite as wide as that which graced the Queen's own face. Can you guess why that would be the case? Though frustrated in her first design, to align her son with a blue blood line, The Queen knew she had yet succeeded in gaining what she really needed. For though George was the kingdom's heir, his parents still hoped for a spare. And sure enough, in 1 year's time, the kingdom's bells were heard to chime. The Queen's joy was now multiplied by the efforts of the Prince's bride. For rather than a single baby, she delivered twins, that clever lady.